With a lot going on with WWE and the current releases, there has also been a story going out, mostly here and there, about the possibility of Triple H being removed from WWE, thanks in part to The Rock. There has been reports between the two that they're not really seeing eye to eye, and there's been some creative differences. And apparently, there was a report some time ago that, in terms of when Triple H commented on The Rock's involvement with creative, and he basically replied, "The Rock only comes around when he wants to and does his own thing and then leaves." Since Vince McMahon was removed in terms of his involvement with the company, and Triple H was made head of creative and got to have really more freedom to do what he wanted because Vince McMahon had left, that was always kind of like where people were like, okay, like there's going to be more going on here with Triple H where now he can do the stuff he wants to do and not have to have the fear that he's going to be removed from the company, or if he was going to be removed from a position like he was when he was running NXT and he got removed from that. And fast forward a few years later, there's already been a lot going on with Triple H in terms of not only his health that caused him to retire from the ring permanently, but also his duties in creative. And ever since WWE was sold, many are wondering if Triple H is going to be removed. Now, The Rock overseeing some of the stuff in WWE, I've got no problem with that. I actually think that The Rock being involved in WWE here and there is a good thing because of the connections to Hollywood, the fact that he's been in that company for a long time in terms of his name going back to his family. And there was belief that The Rock was going to wrestle Roman Reigns, which ended up not happening because of the backlash, and they ended up canceling that. And of course, The Rock is someone who also has ties to TKO and Endeavor and all that stuff. The fact is, he has involvement in creative, and so does Triple H, despite the fact many felt Triple H should have been the one to take over the company with Stephanie. They should have never had sold, and that whole thing had happened there. But Triple H and The Rock having these occasional problems between the two has also produced some of the worst clickbaiting attempts from other people, whether it's on YouTube or elsewhere, who push the narrative that the two are going to wrestle. First of all, Triple H, as I've said before, he's got a pacemaker on his heart. He's openly said repeatedly many times over he is not wrestling ever again. And you got to take it for what it's worth that Triple H is truthful about this because, again, why get back in the ring and risk his career being ruined, and even worse, having something happen to his health to where he could end up in way worse a predicament than he was when he needed to have the heart procedure that he had, combined that he still has two shot legs. He's had other injuries too. Like, there's no point on Triple H getting into the ring and wrestling The Rock. The Rock also, despite in good shape, is not actively wrestling anymore. So it would not be a very good match between two aging veterans, combined with the fact that Stephanie would not let Triple H get back in the ring ever again. So there is creative differences between The Rock and Triple H over what is being put out there, who's being pushed. I think there was a recent report that Roman Reigns was going to be taking a pay cut, combined with the talents that have been released. You could honestly probably guess that Triple H and The Rock, there definitely is some creative differences between them and some friction. But I do believe in time that they're going to basically work together, and I don't think Triple H is going to be relieved from his duties of WWE. I don't think The Rock is going to remove him. I don't think Triple H is going to leave out of frustration because, again, you got to remember something. Triple H, he had differences and creative problems with Vince McMahon, but they still managed to coexist in that company. So, if anything, the same kind of cooler heads will prevail in time with The Rock and Triple H. I just don't see how The Rock is going to remove him. And The Rock is only around here and there, not actively involved so much in terms of a full-time basis. How would he be able to run WWE by himself if Triple H is removed? He's not going to be able to go and still do acting and run WWE as a whole. He's not going to be able to do that. That's too much work. So, yeah, I mean, I do think Triple H and The Rock got stuff to work on, but at the same time, the rumor about them getting in the ring and wrestling is 100% false. There's no way Triple H is going to get back in the ring and wrestle. There's no way that The Rock is going to put Triple H into a situation to where he's going to wrestle him and have something happen. There's also been fan backlash at The Rock for not being at WrestleMania. because it is believed that The Rock did not go because Triple H was going to be there. And, it's just internet gossip and people wanting to stir the pot and try to make this thing into something it's not. So we're going to have to wait and see what will happen. Do you think The Rock is going to remove Triple H? Do you think Triple H is just going to leave? Tell me what you think in the comments section down below. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later.